see you, Barry. I'm excited to be here off the back of our last month's group coaching program. I just wanted to jump online quickly and tell everybody how excited we are about doing these and why you should sign up for one.
Yeah, I mean, they're always great. This one was particularly good. To sort of switch it from January to February was really cool this time, and get people with from different places. Actually, all sorts of different backgrounds, and it was really good. What do you think about our group program or group programs in general that sort of set them apart from other approaches?
Well, I think the first thing, leading on from what we talked about last time, is there's such a kind of elephant in the room situation where you don't really want to admit to yourself that you're drinking too much. You certainly don't want to try and tell anybody else you're trying to stop. You kind of want to go it alone, and that was definitely for me. I wanted to just get it sorted, and then I could tell people about it or not. This group coaching is small group coaching, sort of no more than normally no more than a dozen, but up to about 20 people from all over the world, all walks of life. There's no kind of dark, dusty room that you have to go into and put your hand up or a baseball cap going in or any of that. It's just kind of such a great environment for feeling really good about talking about wanting to make a change.
Yeah, no, I love that, because I mean that was me. I mean, I wanted to solve it myself, and I thought, AA was a place you go when you're hopeless and helpless. And I didn't quite feel like that. I felt like I needed to make a change, and I feel like I wanted to, but it felt more like I need the right kind of self-help book, or self-help, some kind of methodology to follow, and that's what we found in This Naked Mind, and that's kind of, it's that sort of in between space from a book is one thing, but actually coming into a group of like-minded people who also want to help, and also want a proper way out, want freedom, and not just I don't know, just sort of find a way of coping with an affliction. And that's what I love about this. And they're just the way that the community evolves over the month is amazing. That people come on, like we said last week, people come on to begin with. It's a scary step to have to take to step into a group and say, even though they're not going into a dusty community hall or a church basement, they are sort of putting the hand up, saying, actually, I'm struggling with this, and I want some help, and is this the right place?
Oh, totally. So we are literally taking that shame away from stepping up and going, I'm going to do something a little bit extra. I'm going to read the book. Yes, I'm going to do it by myself, but also I'm going to get some community. And it seems to be the key with lots of change. It's like we go to the gym, we go to a gym class. I always found it much easier to go to a class setting to go to the gym rather than do it myself. Yep, I could go for a run, but in terms of anything else, I prefer having people around me when I'm doing something. I prefer someone encouraging me. That's how we work as humans. We like to do things in a tribe, and so this is about finding a new tribe. For me, anyway. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right, and I think when you see other people going through it and you hear their stories, and it could be just little things from day to day. What was something that set them off or made them think about, oh, normally I'd have a drink here, or how do I handle that? And it might seem to the person who's sharing that it's a very unique situation to them, but actually all these things have a sort of connection with other people, and they think, oh yeah, no, actually I've been in that situation, or I've had something a little bit like that, and it makes everybody's shoulders drop, and no, it's a beautiful thing when you can just sort of see everybody's mind going, oh that's me, and yeah, I'm a bit like that, and oh yeah, I could look at it that way, and I could change the way that I think about that, and maybe what I've always believed about, I need it to feel confident, or I need it to socialize. Maybe maybe that's not always true, or not. Maybe there is another way to look at it, and that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and that's also true. So we're looking at not just being in a supportive group, but the material itself is astonishing. It makes you realize that it's not about you having something wrong with you, it's about alcohol itself is addictive. So remove the substance and you remove the problem. Insert good community, and you all of a sudden start feeling good about yourself. So the other thing I love about the month long thing is it's so doable. It's so manageable. There's only 4 calls, one per week, and we've got an app that goes along with it. With once again, they're videos, but I listen to them as like a little podcast. So you
Mm.
can just one of those done once a day, and it's almost like having a little cheerleader in your back pocket.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's sort of um, cutting edge science and psychology, and actually it's kind of like it's a much more. I mean, we're used to having these sort of two voices in our head: the sensible one saying, come on, no drinking today, and the other voice in our head who just wants to let go and go wild. And the way that the psychology and looks at it is really clever. It sort of sees both sides as actually positive within you, as both wanting the best for you. And I was listening to something with Steve Peters, Dr. Steve Peters, this guy who is a psychiatrist, and he's mentored British cycling and also the top sport guys to sort of think differently, and to not be afraid of their the two voices inside you. And he talks about it as being the monkey brain, but it's kind of like your primitive instincts in us are to go for reward, go for the easy path, go for what feels safe, and we're used to reaching for a drink in certain situations, and it's um, when you realize actually it's not something you need to fight off. It's just you need to show that part of you that actually it's not getting it isn't necessarily the reward. It isn't necessarily the big bonus that you that we sort of have learned it to be,
Mm.
and that actually you can realize you don't have to resist it. You just have to show it, see the illusion and see through it, and then it becomes something you don't need to resist because you don't really want it, and that's how you
People
get
ask
free.
me, we've got some people asking where do they sign up to our next group program. So the best place to go is to cleanlifecoaching.com. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the links on our YouTube site, so on this site, if you go into the homepage there'll be a link to it. So yeah, it's the Alcohol Freedom Finders group program that's on there on cleanlifecoaching.org.
And one someone's just said month is a long time to stop drinking, and it's tough. And you're right, if you've not done it before, it can be difficult to do 30 days. It can feel like a daunting amount of
Yeah.
time. And why the community and the app is so brilliant, because it's not asking you to do 30 days, it's just asking you to do today. And let's just see
Mm.
how today and yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. That's right. I mean, and we sort of talk about it as being an experiment of 30 days, not a challenge. Like, can I white knuckle it out for a month? It's about, can I, you know, can I take those steps? Can I look at things differently? Can I be curious about how I'm feeling about? Can I, what are the things that cue me or trigger me to want to drink? And could I sit with that for a while and see if it subsides? Could I do something else instead? What am I really looking for in that moment? Is it a reward? If a drink's not necessarily the right reward, is there something else? And yeah, it's funny that a lot of people will have what we call data points during the month, where they have a drink, but we encourage them to not beat themselves up about it, but just to sort of think about, okay, what brought it on, and what did you learn? What did it give you? What you were looking for? And use that as data to sort of to change the way you think about it, change the way you feel about it, and how you might approach it another time.
That's that's exactly right. And I think really at the bottom of this, it's about setting aside time for yourself, where you can actually just go, why am I drinking? And how much do I want to be drinking? And how much is too much for me? For me, one glass might be too much. For you, it might be two glasses. It might be 3 days a week. Whatever it is that you're looking to change, this is a soft space to land to start to explore how you want to have your relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, you see that a lot with our methodology. That a lot of people are begin by wanting to control alcohol. I think even in Annie's book, Annie Grace, who wrote the methodology, her book says control alcohol rather than stop or resist or what have you. And it can be a lot of people that do her courses and our courses, are there because they want to, drink more mindfully and can quite successfully do that. It doesn't matter. The methodology works the same for people who want to stop as it does for people who want to get back in more control, because it's about seeing it for what it is and making it something you can take or leave, and less important to you. And the ultimate conclusion of that thinking is actually, like, where I got to was actually, I don't want it anymore at all. I don't see any benefits anymore. It takes away more than it would give me. So I don't want it, and I'm really happy about that.
So elephant in the room is removed. It now becomes something very small and insubstantial. I'm not going to say a mouse. Um, an elephant is frightened of a mouse. I don't know what that analogy was. Anyway, more than insignificant, as we said. You get community and connection. It's private. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. And we put it at a price that is just getting you in the room. It's literally cheaper than a night out for the whole month.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and we look at it from all angles. We look at it from how society gets us to drink, and we blow that apart. The marketing is relentless, and we're from the cradle. What do you say? Auto enrolled, aren't we? To a society that drinks, and to sort of look at that sideways. And imagine if that was, if it was smoking. It used to be like that in the 50s. But imagine if we were all, everybody smoked everywhere you went. In every occasion. It's kind of a similar sort of thing now that we almost take for granted that that's the way the world is. So if you can sort of start looking at that sideways, then it becomes easier to take an alternative, go for an alcohol-free drink instead. And then there's um, the the substance itself. We put it up on a pedestal, lovely bubbly champagne, and is it all this, how wonderful it is. We can take that apart as well and see it for what it is. It is ethanol, which is the same stuff that goes into your car. If you start looking at it like that, you think, well, is that such a treat? And so we can change the way the thought patterns go through our brain, and how we perceive the drink itself. And that is all sort of part of letting go and holding it much lighter than maybe you do at the moment.
I like that idea of holding it much lighter. It does have a vice-like grip on us. We start thinking about it at the start of the week, going, right, it's Monday, won't drink. It's Tuesday, won't drink. It's Wednesday. Oh, maybe I could. It's almost Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday. But on Thursday. So it's this grip it has on us as the week goes
Mm.
on, and floor going, okay, I'm going to have to pick myself back up again. So let's wrap
Yeah.
this up.
Yeah.
What they need to do to find us, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, there's a link in the bio. If you're watching this on any of the social media channels, there'll be a link in our bio, and yeah, we'll be running our next group in April. I suspect there's a wait list open now, so get cracking on that if you're interested. And yeah, like you said, it's yeah, there's a lot to be said for it.
Would love to see you. Sign up, drop in, drop us a line, find out more.
Let me see. How do I turn that off? There we go. Okay, Justine, I'm going to shut down now, but see you soon.
Bye.